important. And so a filmmaker who creates in a vacuum of just kind of trying to put things together, and you don't know how the audience is going to respond until you've edited it together, put all these pieces together. And so to then only show it to a few friends or put it on YouTube, you're not going to get the payoff that you deserve. And so an event like this where you can put hundreds of people in a room responding at the same time, that corporate experience, that you can't replace that any other way, and the students deserve it.
This is a little bit unrelated. I have to know, what is your favorite film? Or you can choose a genre or a couple different films.
We're not talking about tonight's films, you're talking about just in general?
In general.
Okay. I always tell students that I'm a fan of, I one time said dad films, and they thought that meant Adam Sandler, but that's not correct. I'm fine with Adam Sandler, but I like films that are stories about fatherhood. So even simple stories like All About Dan, Dan in Real Life, or We Bought a Zoo, 310 to Yuma. One of my favorites is a film called In America that probably most people haven't heard of, but these are all films about fatherhood, and that relates to my life, and so I can relate to those stories.
I think that's a lovely answer. Have you been able, now going back to the films, actually at Blackbird Film Festival, have you been able to see any of them, or will this be a complete surprise to you?
No, I've seen all of them more times than once, so I've seen them a few times. The only one I really haven't seen all the way through is the sitcom. We did a sitcom called The Gear Room, and so I was there for the shoot, and I've seen pieces, but I've not seen the final cut. So that one I'm excited to see, but they all have something special about them, and will, I think, please the audience.
All right, it sounds like we are about to start. Are there any additional comments you have for us?
Oh, I think we should grab somebody else. Get Carson Brookbank over here.
Carson Brookbank?
Okay. Oh, they're gonna tandem teamwork.
All right. We got time. Thank you very much for your interview. Hello. Oh, hello. It is a party over here. Okay. It's a party over here. Okay, we will go sort of left to right. If I could just have name, year, major.
Garrett Corwin, Junior, Cinema and Media Arts.
Eli DeRuza, sophomore, Cinema Media Arts.
Carson Brookbank, Junior, Cinema Media Arts.
All right, and what are your involvements with the Blackbird Film Festival tonight?
So for The Gear Room, I was a producer in that. Also was the producer for the Teach One to Lead One documentary, and then camera operator for Law and Chaos.
Gear Room, I was floor director, assistant director, and camera 2. Law and Chaos, I was the editor, and Teach One to Lead One, I was also the editor.
For the Gear Room, I wrote the first episode, and then for Long Cast, I'm the writer and director.
All right, sounds like you all have been very busy. If you could just sort of explain a little bit about what it means to be a producer.
Yeah, it's challenging. It's not for everyone. It takes a lot of work before the actual shoots happen, just creating a schedule, finding out who your actors are going to be, finding out props, where you guys are going to shoot at. So a lot of the work is done beforehand in order for the actual shoot to run smooth, but I really enjoy it. It challenges me, it pushes me, it makes me get more involved with the actual shoot. So yeah, I've had a good time. It's been fun producing, and I hope to get to do it again.
And what exactly is a floor director?
So the floor director is so as a sitcom, so there's a live audience. So the floor director directs the actors, so we'll give them a cue. It's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll send them, and then we'll just tell them when to stop, tell them when to start, all that. So got to be loud too. Got to be loud. You'll get yelled at.
How loud?
Oh, high tone. Chris has yelled at me before because I was not loud enough.
Now, did any of you attend the Blackbird Film Festival in the past, or is this your first time being involved in it?
Yeah, we've all been involved in the film festival. We all worked on projects last year and the year before, so we're used to this. This is probably the most involvement for all of us. I think it's safe to say, this year we've been more involved than we ever have been. So, yeah, super excited to see everyone's films and see what happens.
Yeah.
Is there anything that inspired any of you to sort of become involved in creating films, or was it just sort of you got here, you saw it, and you were like, let's go for it?
Ask him. He's a guy.
It's one of those things you find a passion. My passion is writing, and I got great friends, so I got to rope them into it, and they've been a real big help to me, so that's why they got into it. But I just love doing this. I love writing, and finally got to direct something that I wrote, so that's always fun.
As a writer, do you have a specific inspiration, or do you just look for little things and sort of plug them into your projects?
So typically I will have something that comes to my mind, like it'll just be something sporadic. It's not like I follow a specific person for each thing, but it's just one of those things you watch something and then you're like, oh, that would be funny if I could incorporate something like that. So I just take pics of stuff here and there.
Is there anything that you've read, watched, anything that you feel like has stuck with you that has made you, like you said, you see things and you're like, oh, I want to try to incorporate that into, not even for this film specifically, but just as a writer?
Nothing specific, but it's just you find something you think is funny, or if you find something you like, wow, I like the way they did that. It's nice to find a way to incorporate it, especially on a lower budget than we're used to. Well, those guys have up in Hollywood.
And for all of you, what are you most looking forward to tonight?
To be honest, just all the films that have been out. I haven't got to see all of them. I know a lot of people put in a lot of hard work. Some people that have kind of stepped out of their comfort zone. Carson directing his first ever short film. Guys like Aiden directing short films. Judah making his own film. So just a lot of people stepping out of their comfort zones. You know, maybe being in a lower role last year and deciding that this year they wanted to do something bigger. So I'm just super excited to see all their films. Excited to see all the people in there. I know we got a really good crowd. And yeah, I'm just excited to see how it goes down.
It is indeed booming.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be a fun night, just like Garrett just talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, Garrett nailed it on the head. I'm excited. I'm excited to see all the films. I know people have worked really hard. I've heard a little bit about it, but I haven't seen any of the films other than ours, so it'll be real fun.
Any film in particular that you're looking forward to seeing?
I'll be honest, missing this guy right here off the camera, Kenny Troutman. I got to work with him. He acted in one of my films last year, After Hours. He's acting in the film Missing, so I'm super excited to get to see him. He always does a great job acting, so I would say Missing is my number one that I'm excited to see.
I'd say all of them. It'll be a fun night, so all of them.
I agree with that. I'm just very curious to see what everybody did.
Any additional comments any of you have for our lovely viewers?
Go 1-800-CALL-THE-HAMMER.
Jackhammer.
Hey, if you know, you know.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
All set.
If you don't know, you will know.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Of course, thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. Can't wait to see the films. Hello.
How are you doing?
Great. How are you? You look very dapper. I've never met this man in my life. Now, if I could just have name, year, and major.
My name is Kenny Troutman. I am a junior and I'm a theater major.
And what is your involvement here with the Blackbird Film Festival?
I'm in one of the films called Missing.
And what has been the most exciting part of working on that film?
Man, really just, being with the cast and crew and, putting everything together, man. We all put our all in this film and it was amazing. Everybody was so creative. What we did and what the directors and the producers and the film editing, it was amazing. I haven't even seen it yet. I just know that they really did really good. So I'm very excited to see it.
Now, you were just in Radium Girls this past spring and Joseph in the fall. What do you think is different about acting in film versus on stage?
For me, I think it's really just the mental state. I think for me it's just, knowing my characters on stage is a little bit more different just because you're reacting to the crowd and, trying to get the feel for that day, if that makes sense. And then on top of that, just being there and being aware with the people. I think in film, just staying in the moment and staying, in character, especially like when we have breaks or we'll cut and we'll do a different scene and stuff like that. So that's probably some of my differences.
You've gotten into this a little bit, but are there any unexpected challenges when it comes to film acting that people don't really think about?
Just being self, like being yourself and being, to be honest with you, just being raw to yourself because, when you're dealing with characters and when you're dealing with, different characters playing different characters like this, it expands your mind and you can go somewhere where you don't need to. So you got to just stay focused on being in that character, being in that environment and just staying focused.
And what do you want people to take away from this film when they see it tonight?
To be honest, not a takeaway, just make it, I would say, just take away the feeling and also the generosity from it, because a lot of things in this film is not, you know, very kind, if that makes sense. Everything happened so fast, you know what I'm saying? And it happened like that while we was filming. So yeah, just be in the moment, if that makes sense.
Be in the moment sounds like great advice. Completely unrelated, do you have a favorite non-Blackbird Film Festival film?
Any film in general.
Any film in general.
Film in general. If I was to be honest, I would say 7 Pounds. 7 Pounds, played by Will Smith. Magazine Dreams. Sinners, of course. Sinners was great.
Sinners was a great movie.
Yeah, Sinners was really, really good. I think Project Hail Mary, I just seen that. That was amazing. It was so amazing. I would say right now, probably one of my favorite is Magazine Dreams for sure, because Jonathan Majors does amazing in it. And it's a hot take. I think he would have been nominated for an Oscar this year if, you know, all the things didn't happen. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, most definitely.
And final question for you. What do you think the significance is of having Blackbird Film Festival here on Anderson University's campus?
Man, just seeing these students bring their creativity to the stage and on screen, really. Actors, producers, filmmakers, people behind the camera, the audio, the editing, anything, man. I think that's what makes Blackbird Film Festival what it is. These students they have gifts and they have talents, and they want people to see it, because I mean, it's great. They're very phenomenal in what they do, and they love their craft, and it's amazing to see what they do. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Are there any additional comments you have for us?
My best friend's missing. Go watch Missing, y'all.
Let's go watch Missing. Have a great night. Thank you very much for tuning in. We were not able to talk to everyone here. There's so many people here at Blackbird Film Festival, and we are excited to go in and watch all the films and to see the award presentation. Have a great night.